Hi, this is Dissb. This is footage of my Prestige 8 Warlock Mage. With Rift 1.5, I've had to adjust my build slightly, adding a little more durability and survivability. Picking up Hastened Withdrawal, which you'll see here. I'm running a 48 Warlock, 18 Archmage, really built for extra survivability with Searing Vitality, extra 500 hit points without even having to spec any points into it. They make it pretty clear and evident that I'm going to be the primary target today. They make the mistake by trying to kill me first, which is clearly the wrong thing to do considering I have all my cooldowns and potions available to me. Once they die, I'm going to try to position myself on the other side of this rogue, and this rogue actually helps me by proccing my Hastened Withdrawal. Now I'm going to get on the other side, and once I'm on the other side, you're going to see he has his back completely to my teammates, which makes killing him very, very simple. Same thing here, I'm just going to try to get on the other side of this guy, and he dies. It's a question I asked some friends lately. It's, what do you do if you see Dissb trying to get on the other side of you? Do you turn and deal with him, or do you deal with the 5 guys in front of you? It really puts the enemies in a situation that's, it just really gives them a tough choice, and that's what you really want to do, is give people choices, and you want to make it as difficult for them as possible, because that's what triggers panic mode. As I ride up here, I want to AoE this cluster, and I'm going to start off with Radiate Death, and I'm going to use my new ability that I picked up in the Archmage tree called Nenvin's Lament. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But it allows your next damaging ability to have a 100% crit. So I just pop that ability right before I lay down into Devouring Shadows, and it does some pretty good damage. So it looks like the other team respawned, and they're starting to push out of their base. Normally this is a pretty good time to start backing up, or at the least start casting from max range. Looks like Defiant is killing us one by one and gonna probably end up dying here. Just in case, I'm gonna try to cast a Mass Fear, and you're gonna see I move towards the enemies, cast Mass Fear, start popping my cooldowns, and my Hastened Withdrawal starts proccing. And look at the speed that I'm running here. Unbelievable that I was able to live through that. That is the true power of Hastened Withdrawal, and that's why I've picked it up. I mean, seriously, can you imagine what the other team is saying right now? They must just be saying, frick, Dissb just doesn't die. I love it. Love it. That's what I like to hear. So as we work on these last couple of targets here, I noticed there's a cleric up there, and while I continue dotting up my target, I'm just gonna Mass Fear the cleric so he can't heal anymore, and just take a quick peek at him, make sure he didn't break free. Of course he did. So also see the flag or the stone running right by us. One of the mistakes I see a lot of people do is they immediately go after the stone, the flag carrier. Personally, I like to kill everyone else. They get no love from their healers. So one by one, I just start picking off all these guys, and I'll let that flag runner keep running until he's the last one standing. And I promise you, most of the time, he will eventually die. Wow, looks like a pretty even battle here. They definitely had a lot more than I thought they did. Sure hope that runner doesn't make it. I'll look pretty stupid here. But I'm gonna continue and just get some free kills. And we eventually take him down, as you can see, which means now everyone there is gonna get AoE. My 100% crit rate thing, I'm gonna pop it, cast Devouring Shadows, and you'll see it hits for about 1200. And it does hit only on the first tick and not the whole application of Devouring Shadows, for those of you that were curious. So I'm gonna head back to our base because someone relayed in chat that they were about to take our stone. So I just want to grab the speed bauble from the guy so he cannot outrun us. And I notice there's a lot more than just him. Once again, I'm going to target everyone but him. 3 kills. 1 by 1. Just going to load up all my dots on everyone. Not really sure who I want to kill. Probably going to kill this guy with the blue bar first. Down. Spread the dots again. 2 down. And now we work on this guy. See if we can get him. Looks like he's gonna escape. That's okay. Another thing that I've been doing with this build is whenever I get an opportunity proc like I did there, it's hitting for 1600 Pillaging Stone. Unbelievable. You're going to see it proc 2 times on this warrior here. So it's basically 2 casts of Pillaging Stone followed by a Draining Bolt, and there's just absolutely no way he's going to live through that. It's great. It also debuffs your target at 50 to all primary stats, as well as giving you +8 for each stack, and you can have up to 5, giving you +40 to all stats. All primary stats, that is. So, the Archon buffs, even though you go 0 into the tree, you pick up 2 really good spells and 2 buffs. One gives you 500 hit points, basically, and the other gives you +40 to all primary stats. Not bad for not having 0 trainings in it. And because it does earth damage, Pillaging Stone, it does a fairly good amount of damage, as well as its earth damage, and not a lot of people stack earth damage, so you really get the full maximum potential, as well as, since it's a 2-second cast, you get a little higher chance to proc opportunity again when you cast it. Sometimes I've gotten 3-4 Pillaging Stones in a row. It's basically going to be anywhere from 800 to 1500 damage at a time. Really, really difficult for anyone to live through that. It's part of the reason why I do not feel the need to switch to 51 Warlock. I actually thought I might have to. But after playing around with this 48-18, it's really, really devastating and powerful, to say the least. Pillaging Stone, 1600. For those of you that don't know how Pillaging Stone works, it basically, every time you successfully cast it and land it on a target, you get 1 stack. And if you look at my buff bar on the bottom right, you'll see a 4M and a 5 in a grayish blue color. That is the Pillaging Stone buff. The 5 lets you know that you have 5 stacks of it. Each stack represents 8 to all stats. And it lasts for 4 minutes. So every time I cast a successful cast, it refreshes it so that it lasts for another 5 minutes. Searing Vitality is the buff just above that. It's the top right buff. And all you have to do is cast that dot, which is a relatively, or it is an absolutely weak dot. But it does provide 500 or 50 to endurance, which is basically about 500 hit points. One of the reasons why I like this is because I wanted my Bloodthirsty to proc, even if it's just 10 extra hit points every tick. Every little bit helps, and I remember when I first started, I think I was getting about 115 per tick. I think I'm getting now about 135 per tick, which, you know, in 10 ticks, that's an extra 200 hit points. Which really makes me able to just stay up in the front again. One of the things that I also thought I would be utilizing more is Life Leech, and I don't even think I've casted a Life Leech yet. So there's a possibility that I might drop those 3 points in improved Life Leech and move it over to the Archmage tree to either pick up collateral damage or a reduction to being critically hit. But as for now, I am running 48-18, which I'm very happy with. So this time I'm going to pick up the stone and just try to end things here. Bump into this Defiant, and I also see a couple of the other Defiant in front of me. And what I want to do is bring them all together before I drop my Radiate Death. And you'll see I successfully cast it, and I stay in this one location because I kind of want all the Defiant to just come together in this one cluster, so it makes things easy for me at least to have some sort of control. So here I'm gonna bring them back together, and you're gonna see me mass spear because their names are gonna turn pink. I mean, it may buy me a second, it may buy me 2, it may buy me all 5 seconds, but it buys me enough time. And here as I'm running away, my Hastened Withdrawal procs, which is making me run at 50%, and it keeps refreshing, which is awesome. So I'm still able to create this distance, but I still got like 5-6 guys chasing me. But this is the beauty of it. This is the beauty of being a Warlock. Even though I'm running, I'm still doing maximum damage. I'm still able to proc Bloodthirsty, and I see it ticking for 140 here. It's unbelievable the power of the Warlock if built defensively. And remember, it's all about control. Do not panic. Once you panic, the whole game goes... Your whole game just starts to unravel and unfold, and you end up doing things that you wish you could have done differently. Can't believe I made it all the way back. Thanks again for watching. This was a pretty epic run. One of the best I've ever seen from myself. Thanks again. This is Dissb. If you like what you see, simply hitting the like button on YouTube goes a long way.